Hey everyone, welcome to the second day, day 2, the update video. I will keep it hopefully a little bit shorter than yesterday, but same concept. So what have I done and what's the progress like? So it's been going pretty well. I'm level 91 currently, and if I do slash played, I have played 1 day 6 hours and a half, so that is 30 hours, which is not bad because only about 42 hours or so ago the patch went live. So yeah, I slept for about 12 hours and played for 30. Now that's not bad. Then I'm just gonna do the same as yesterday, but a little bit quicker. I think that is the idea, so you can see what I've done so far, and I'll also talk a little bit about some of the progression because I am slowly but surely progressing. Starting with the gear, I managed to upgrade my scepter. It's now +2, which is still not amazing, but it's getting there. +2, also a little bit of allies deal increased damage and some increased spirit as well. Plus I have a rabbit idol for another 15% increased spirit, so that is all good. Let's wait for the airplane to pass by. The helmet, I had a +2 minions, but I made another one. This one's got significantly more energy shield, so that is quite nice. These Conjurer Mantle, I think I had this yesterday as well. It's got a good bunch of spirit and also decent amount of armor and energy shield, so that is quite nice. I like the Conjurer Mantle because of the implicit. This one I had yesterday. Rings, both rarity rings with some life, some int, some res, nothing too special. A new shield with a little bit higher block. I also corrupted it. Life, resistances, this is pretty decent, although the base is not the best, but still pretty okay. Same boots as yesterday. A new belt with minion stats on there. You can get that via the Genesis tree when you're doing Breach. So this is one of the first belts that I've made myself. I will definitely dive a bit more into Breach in future videos. I think it's actually quite cool. But this is what I made, so pretty happy with this. It's got no life on it, but otherwise, it's alright. Minion damage would be better, but this is not bad. And then gloves, I think also these gloves I had yesterday, probably. Otherwise, not much new. Going to the skills, I managed to ascend a third time, so now I have my Hellhound with loyalty and hulking minions, minion mastery, last gasp and meat shield. So this guy tanks a little bit of damage for me with loyalty 10%. And I managed to 6-link quite a few other things as well. So my specters, so I gave them muster, unearth, so I gave them armor break, which is actually quite good in maps. Pain offering, I just put a minion mastery on there, also to not further increase the cost. And then everything else is still 5-linked. I have another perfect jeweler's orb in my stash, but I'm not sure I will use it, to be honest. But you can, of course, right? And also I managed to get everything up to 20% quality. So pretty nice. I'm still using the ward bound minions. Yeah, I cast them occasionally, but I could also just put in a minion for muster. Right now I just don't have enough spirit to add yet another minion, so there's that. And I started using Convalescence, which now that I'm basically only farming tier 15 plus maps, I really want to have this buff. And I did cooldown recovery, prolonged duration, second wind 3 and efficiency 2. That is what I've done so far, and the rest is basically the same. I got a sniper and I'm making this sort of utility minion. It will do something occasionally with this, so maim, culling, actually noticeable on bosses, multi-shot and blind. That is the skills. I think looking at what else am I talking about? The passives, yeah, the passives hasn't really changed much. I got my third ascendancy. I could go for my fourth as well, of course. I would get way more energy shield if I do that, but I'm not doing that yet. And if I turn this off, now you will see I just took a little bit more energy shield, but other than that, not much news. Yesterday also still following the guide, I'm pathing towards insightfulness. And then I'm level 92, and I think that was also what the guide was. So I've basically got almost the exact same tree as in the guide. The passive tree, then, I have been mapping quite a bit and trying to get as many of these nodes as I can. Ultimately, of course, you can get all of them, but that's gonna take some time. And I am just doing the maps. I know you can also do the bosses and then you get way more points, but I kind of enjoy just doing all of the maps. So you'll see me going into the fortress and then clearing everything. There is a little bit of logic to it to an extent. I spec'd into strongboxes first over here and shrines, which I just enjoy doing. So here's more strongbox stuff, and then here a bit of magic pack size, more shrines, for example, right? At 25% shrine buffs are reapplied when entering the boss arena. Things like that, pretty cool, I think. Overlords for more shrines, right? And then here, rogue exiles to some extent. And I went a little bit more into tablets. So I can now have tablets with 3 modifiers. And maybe later I can even have like 4 modifiers on a tablet. But yeah, there is that. And I've unlocked almost all of it, right? Only some things are locked still behind Patriarch, Matriarch, and Arbiter of Divinity. So that's something that I still have to do. Yeah, and then I think the character resistance is looking pretty good. Chaos is still at 27, but you know, it's gonna get there at some point. Right now, 1400 life, unreserved, 5700 energy shield, and only 100 ward, because I stopped crafting my pieces with the Verisium Anvil. Like for example, this piece, I think I prefer the energy shield and armor over an additional block of ward. Because right now I'm just not using ward, so there's that. But maybe in the future that will change. That's also how you know that these are still the old pieces. Yeah, and then looking at the map, I have started to do basically all of the different quest lines. In no real particular order, but I did make sure to start mapping around in this fortress, as you can see, right? So I've completed in the first sort of quadrant of the fortress. I've completed a good number of maps, I would say. And yeah, every time you complete a map, you get another point to put in your passive tree, which is pretty cool. I am supposed to go over here, but I'm not really in a rush, right? I'm playing SSF, first of all, so there's that. And I'm just enjoying actually doing all of these different maps. They got a lot of cool effects as well. So yeah, I'm just having a good time. And then in the meantime, whenever I'm sort of done with the fortress, I just do something else. So here, for example, is the King of the Mists quest line, which that I'm working on. I have done over here the Breach quest line, which is, I think, actually done. I went to King's March, the Ruins of King's March, which lets you find Gwennen. I still have to find Gwennen. I have yet to make my way to the Abyss biome, and then also here there is something going on. I am not even sure exactly what, but there's something going on, and also this is something, which again I'm not 100% sure, but that is currently yeah, basically the status of the world and of the Atlas. And also here there's Willow, there's that as well. This is Delirium, I'm pretty sure, but not 100% sure. Alright, and then I found so far 2 masters, only 1 Doriani. This is basically the old Doriani, right? Where you have to go to corrupted zones and then kill the map boss, and then Doriani comes in. But I have done Hilda's hunting, where you have to hunt 4 beasts, and then you get these 4 areas unlocked and you can pick something. So I went for rare monsters. I went for rogue exiles. I haven't actually seen them flee yet, but I think it's fun. Increased effective explicit modifiers on tablets, because I am using tablets at least most of the time. And then Overlord's Influence and Overlord Domain Atlas passive trees have 45% chance to add twice as much content. And these are, again, in tablets, something you can use. So that is the update. I'll do another map, but this time hopefully with a boss that actually kind of makes sense. I also bought the stash thingies. So if I go to Overseer tablet, for example, here you can do this, right? So I can make a tablet with 3 modifiers. If I exalt it, it will not work, right? So 3 is the maximum right now. And if I just pick one over here, like Riverside, I think Riverside is fine, right? Take this map. You can put in another tablet if you want, but this is a tier 15 4 mod map. I'll just put in one and I will show you how it goes.
Follow the river to nowhere.
And you can also kind of see like what this build is decent at and what not so much. So for example, it is actually pretty decent at ritual. I'll turn it down a little bit because of all the minions, right? So these powered zealots, they're just gonna basically get their sparks all over the ritual, so that's good. And also this is really not too bad. So you just get a greater storm rune, for example. And then, unless you get a bunch of wasps, which for some reason the wasps are really nasty. But if it's others, it's kind of okay. I don't necessarily like these waves too much either. For some reason they're like heat-seeking waves, which is super weird if you ask me, but that is apparently what's happening. And here you see a bit of the damage. These rogues always move around a lot, right? So.
A good find.
Oh, what's this? Arjun's Medal support. 25% chance to load a bolt into a crossbow. Okay. Cool. Yeah, but other than that, it's a bit of a walking simulator almost, right? Like, I don't have to do too much. I can just walk around. And they lag behind a little bit. You could direct them every time if you want, but I'm not really doing that. I'm just like walking around, taking my time basically, right? Doing a pain offering here and there. And you can tell, like, for league mechanics like this, it's perfect basically. The only thing you gotta care about a little bit is your own health. So you gotta be a little bit wary about your own health bar. But you got convalescence. So whenever my energy shield gets low, I just press R for convalescence, and that's it. I don't really care about like full clearing the entire map, right? Whenever I see a rare, I just stop and kill it. Because at the end of the day, the rares are where the loot is, right? But I'm not gonna kill like the whole map. So I'm just giving my minions a little bit of time to kill everything, and then I'm just walking around, just like this basically. And because I got block and I got reasonable recharge, and now these days also somewhat of a reasonable energy shield pool. This is actually completely fine. And you can tell that, yeah, this is I would say as advertised, right? You could have seen something like this in the video as well. I even get a 4th ritual. That's the first time I think I got that. Maybe because I just unlocked it. So I was just doing the ritual quest line in that sense. Sometimes it gets a little busier, right? And then you just stand back and you wait around a little bit for your minions to basically kill and clean up this entire zone over here. Shrine, always useful, of course. There we go. That's the ritual. So that's 2k. Pretty standard. I like Unfolding Dawns. Clearly, you can upgrade this and try to get more spirit out of this. It's pretty good. So I'll take it. And then I don't think rerolling works. So I'm just gonna offer up the rest to the king. And then here you see the boss. Now let's try to not get one shot. But here you see the damage, right? It's like I don't know, maybe 2 million or something, 2 million DPS if they stand still, sort of perfect case scenario. But that's it. A little bit of a showcase, a much shorter video, and I will try to just keep making these basically, well, maybe daily, maybe every 2 days. From here on, the progression will be a little bit slower, right? But yeah, this is the idea of my army, in case you're wondering. So I got 1 Hellhound, 2 warriors from the weapon, 7 powered zealots, 2 clerics, 1 sniper, and then I still have 3 spirit left. That is it. Thanks guys, I appreciate you watching and coming back also for little updates, and talk to you tomorrow or in 2 days. Hope you have a good time with the game as well. Bye bye.